You are always smarter than people take you for, not just Kristine, but the sports audience and the audience in general. So let me tell you a story. This will take about 3 or 4 minutes. I've been doing this radio TV thing for a long time, right? I was at another place. I'm here. I've done a variety of shows. I've done The Herd. I've done Speak for Yourself. I did Sports Nation. I did a football show. And the way it works is management will build a show, and then you have a show. And then the critics will come out and have an opinion, and they're always wrong. But who's always right, always, is you. Because after 6 months, the way it works with all these shows, we then have an audience research to tell us what you like about the show and what you don't. And we tweak the show. We've tweaked this show twice. We've tweaked Speak for Yourself. And the ratings have gone up commensurate to the panels and your criticisms. So that's the way this world works. It works for all shows. All talk shows on Fox News, MSNBC, you do audience research after about 6 months or a year, and you sit down with like 20 random people, and they tell you what they like and they don't like, and they're always right. Now, not every one of their instincts are right, but what you pull out of those meetings is incredible. And then, I've done this like 7 times, you use 2 or 3 things, a pattern of things they like, and you eliminate 2 or 3 things that you don't like. And you don't know TV like we know TV, but your instincts are remarkable. The critics are always wrong. They always love the shows that don't go anywhere. And they always hate the shows that have the bombastic hosts that get the ratings. The critics are always, their instincts are wrong. And the audience's instincts are always right. It's always been that way in all the years I've been doing this. And you can't fool the audience. You can't fake that you like somebody on the air. You can't fake that you care about a sport you don't. The audience figures it out. They don't care about the politics. They don't care about my salary. They don't care. They care about, do I like it or not? Do I keep it on or turn it off? So the NBA right now, the audience, you, the American people, are not watching the games. The ratings are in the tank. Because the NBA is sending you a message, and they're giving you a bunch of con man stuff. Oh, it's the science. We're tired. If that was it, you'd still watch. You have quit watching because they are telling you they don't care about the regular season. That's the message they're sending. You're not buying into they're tired. You're not buying into the science argument. Here are Greg Popovich and LeBron James. So let's hear them try to throw this con job argument past you. Let's start with, you want to do Popovich first? Let's do Popovich, Greg Popovich, on this whole thing about this is why we're resting stars suddenly right after the big TV contract came in. Let's roll the tape.
Just because we're coaches and GMs doesn't mean we don't understand or know what's going on with the business side. We're a little bit more sophisticated than that. But at the same time, the league has to understand that the science of what we do is a whole lot more sophisticated than it used to be. And we have definitely added years to people. So, it's a trade-off. You want to see this guy in this one game, or do you want to see him for 3 more years of his career?
Greg, that doesn't explain why multiple stars are sitting out television games. Sorry, Greg, doesn't pass the smell test. Your stars are all sitting out the national TV games. They could sit out Tuesday. They just so happen to be all the star players on star teams sitting out Saturday. Science. How come science doesn't work on Tuesday in Denver? How come it only works on the big TV games? Here's LeBron James trying to throw a 72-mile-an-hour fastball past you.
Listen, Pop been doing this for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. And everybody was like, you know what? That's the smartest thing Pop has ever done. Give us guys a couple games off, and here they go, 5 championships. It's the smartest thing. Some of our coaches in our league don't have the stature that Pop has, and our head coach doesn't have it, so he gets killed for it.
Again, con job. Greg Popovich got clobbered for doing it. He was fined $250,000, and the media and people clobbered Greg Popovich for doing it initially. Don't give me this, Greg Popovich did it, nobody cared. The league was absolutely furious. You want to know what this is all about? This is about the NBA has expanded their television contracts to make more money for the owners and the players and the league. And ESPN and TNT have paid a bloody fortune for this. And because to get some of that money back, the league has expanded. They've gotten greedy. And they got games on NBA TV and TNT and this network and that network. And they know the league is top heavy, so they're putting 2 or 3 teams like LeBron's team and the Warriors team and the Spurs team over and over and over and over. Because about 4 teams in this league like Houston, anybody wants to watch play. The Lakers are in the tank. The Knicks are in the tank. The Sixers are in the tank. Some of the big market teams aren't interesting. Chicago's in the tank. Dallas isn't interesting. So they're putting on the same 3 teams. And so Golden State geographically, they do have a long way to travel. They're going to travel 58,000. They're going to end up traveling like 60,000 miles this year because they're geographically out in the Bay Area. The Chicago Bulls were right in the middle of the country. They weren't on nearly as many times as the Warriors because the TV deal wasn't as big. And so when Chicago traveled, they never had more than like a 3.5 hour flight. Golden State's got 5-hour flights, 6-hour flights. This is why the Vancouver Grizzlies never worked in the NBA. Vancouver is one of the great cities in North America. It's one of the most sophisticated cities. The food's great. The women are beautiful. The people are nice, and they love their sports. It didn't work. Why? Because outside of flying to Portland and Seattle, all their road trips were 3, 4, 5, 6-hour flights. It just didn't work. So the Warriors now are great, and their travel schedule is brutal, and the league's putting them on TV constantly. And they are basically saying, we're going to stick it to you. You're using us for your ratings and your money. We're going to sit out some TV games. Then LeBron gets mad at it and says, if you can do it, I can do it. And I'm going to get Kyrie and Kevin Love to do it. And the Spurs are like, oh, if you're doing it, then I'm doing it. That's all this is. It's a big shell game. They're trying to pass it off as science. This is not science. It's math. It's all about money. Listen to this number. This number is, if Billy Joel at 67 years old can tour in this country and every night is on a stage singing and playing piano for 2.5 hours, yet 24-year-old Kyrie Irving needs a night off? Come on. Give me a break. It's a math equation. It isn't science. And if science was how we lived, we'd all eat broccoli and cantaloupe and sleep till noon. But we have to have firemen and cops and longshoremen. You know, we have to have people that build bridges. Stop with the science garbage. Listen to this stat. It's unbelievable. As of March 21st, about a day ago, right? There have been 500 more games missed by players. They're called non-injury illness, meaning I just don't want to play. Look at the number. It has skyrocketed just at the same time that the TV contract expanded and got everybody rich. Science. It's math. And they keep trying to throw these weak, well, the science has come in and you've got... That doesn't explain resting to stick it to TNT and stick it to ESPN. You can rest on Tuesday. They're all collectively resting on Saturday night. See, this is the thing. You can try to fool the audience. Good luck with that. You can fool the critics. You can fool the critics. You cannot fool the audience. When we do research on these shows, your intuition is so spot on, it's remarkable, and I've been doing it 30 years. The audience this year, 34% increase in college basketball and a 20% drop in the NBA. Why? Because the audience, the American consumer, is paying attention. Those college kids are having the time of their life, and those NBA guys don't give a rip and are being divas, and you are sniffing it out. Popovich and LeBron. What's that saying by Judge Judy? Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. Well, it's science. It's a big science thing. What, does science just happen suddenly?
Science also tells football players that they shouldn't be hitting each other over and over.
And hockey players and UFC fighters. Right. Sports spits in the face of science. Our hockey guys have brutal travel schedules. Our NFL guys are banging their heads. Our UFC and boxers. We don't talk about science when it comes to sports. We know the travel schedules are burdensome. We know they're not healthy. We see NBA and hockey guys at 58 and how they walk.
Right, but when you sign that contract, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, and you're paid accordingly.
Now, now that's not to say... Now, I will say this. I have said this before. I have no problem with LeBron leading the NBA in minutes and carrying the league, taking an occasional night off. And I do think teams like the Vancouver Grizzlies, when they existed, and the Warriors, when they get really good and they put them on TV a bunch, their travel schedule is more burdensome. So, no, I'm not denying that there are certain physical locations like the Seattle Seahawks. You know, they've got to fly. Well, if they have to go to an East Coast game, it's a rough sled for the Seahawks. If they play Sunday night late, I mean, they're not getting back until like Monday. You know, they're not getting back to Seattle till way late. Their body clocks are off. And if they have an early Sunday game the next week, they kind of lose a day. But this all multiple stars sitting out TV games, it ain't science. It's all math.